Hello, friends. This is Veronica Sarmiento at DQuest DMO, and I'm here with my colleague, Jose Luis Revilla.
Hello, how's it going? I'm Jose Luis Revilla, and welcome to Interview with the Experts.
Today, we are bringing you Lorena Armengual, CEO of Celebracion, or Celebracion as we know her. Lorena has a degree in tourism, graduated from the University Hispano-Mexicana in Mexico City. She worked in the hospitality industry for 18 years in 2 hotel chains, Hyatt International and Melia Hotels. And from the year 2000, she began her own company, Celebracion or Celebration by Lorena Armengual, which during these 20 years has been strengthened and enriched with wonderful testimonials from their clients, and a leader in this market segment in the Mexican Caribbean, as well as being as a destination wedding, both in Mexico and abroad. Her expertise, it is an agency for logistics, planning, organization, and operations of events. Lorena, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Vero, for this invitation. Thank you, Jose Luis. And it is a pleasure for me to see you, talk to you about this wonderful team, you know, the weddings. And I'll be more than happy to be here with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lorena. So before starting to talk about the beautiful wedding business, let's talk about yourself and tell us about it by responding the following questions. So where are you originally from, Lorena?
Well, I'm from Veracruz, a little town called Papantla, who is the town of the vanilla and the voladores, the flyermans. My heart's still there, but let me tell you as well that it is a little divided because I have living here many years as well, almost 30. Then my kids born here. Then when somebody asks me about where I'm from, I say, I'm from Veracruz always. My heart's still there, but part of my heart is from Quintana Roo as well.
Absolutely. So from Veracruz and Quintana Rooense too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how about your favorite quote, Lorena?
Well, when somebody asks me that, I say, live the life with love. Love the life that you live, right? Because sometimes we have everything, or, you know, basically you have everything in your hands. And sometimes you are thinking to have more and more, but you are already rich. You have everything. Then you have to live with love. That is the words about it.
Absolutely. Not to miss anything from your present, right?
You have already in your hands, right? And much more in these times of pandemic times is, you know, it's had been a period of reflections. And we must be very proud and grateful as well, because we have health and we have our family. That is really be rich. Then with the life with love.
Absolutely, Lorena. Now, which has been your favorite book?
Well, I remember around 12 years ago, more or less, for my birthday, my husband bring me a book. And I'm smiling because now the things I'm gonna say is it looks like a pandemic period words, right? Because that book was El amor en tiempos de cólera. You know, the book is Love in Times of the Cholera. And at the same time, the same birthday, a friend of mine bring me the same book, right? 2 persons, my husband and a friend. Then, of course, I had opportunity to read it, and always had been fan of Gabriel Garcia Marquez. But that specific book was very special for me. And several years ago, when appeared the movie, I was not happy with that, because I was convinced that never the books are the same for, you know, for the movies. But I had to tell you that I was very happy when I had the opportunity to look at the movie. And when we moved to this house, I think around 11 years ago, Jose Luis, my husband, and myself decided to ask to a friend for a picture with the words for a specific part of the poem from Garcia Marquez, who Shakira sings during the picture. The name is I Amor. Then we have in the middle of the living room and dining room, that is a big square picture with the word of that song. Because we love it, right? And when somebody asks me about a book or a movie in specific, because I'm a romantic person, I said, um, love in times of cholera. I love it. And when you come down to my house, I would be more than happy to show you exactly that area, because we have more than 11 years with that specific picture at home.
Wow, what a great story, Lorena, and thank you so much for sharing with us.
A pleasure.
And now, tell us, what made you get into the wedding business?
Well, I think I had opportunity to live something without the idea that finally I could be involved in this business. When I was at the hotel industry at the Hyatt Cancun Carib as director of sales, I was convinced to do something by myself, but I was working. How can I started with that project? But when I was in that hotel, I had opportunity to meet a couple. It was a mature couple. Even they got married at the hotel 14 years before. And they decided to come down to Cancun each year to celebrate their anniversary. And during each year, they were meeting people in the hotel, and the group was growing up. Then, when I met them, they were celebrating their 14th anniversary. And let me tell you something, the people at the hotel were very familiar with them because they know them, right? And they, when they stayed at the hotel, they felt as at home. And besides, because that property as well, it looked, the lobby looked like a home. Then I had the opportunity to stay with them for the 14th celebration. But sadly, during from the 14th to the 15th, she was sick. She had cancer. Then she died. But one of the things that she asked to her husband was to spread out the ashes close to the area where they celebrate each year the anniversary. Then the husband come down to Cancun with the ashes, and some couples, they are close to 20 people. They invite me to stay in that celebration. It was sad, but it was sad, but they were remembering all the beautiful things they live in Cancun and Mexican Caribbean in general, and listening the words that this guy, of course I was crying because I am sentimental and romantic person, as I mentioned, but it was marvelous to listen how they enjoy this paradise. And I thought that with my experience, I could help people to assist them in order to get the ideal scenario and the ideal services, vendors, etc., in order to get a memorable and unforgettable days in this paradise. Then I think that was of my inspiration for start with this business. And of course, they will continue in my mind forever.
Absolutely, Lorena. Thank you so much for sharing that story. I mean, the wedding business is so personal, and thank you really for sharing that unique experience that you had. And so now moving to business, Lorena, what are the most important elements that you consider to make a wedding successful and memorable?
It is important as a master wedding planner. It is important to listen the guest, to listen our clients. It is important to listen them and know exactly what they are looking for that special day. It is important to bring everything, that all the details that they are looking for. Not because I'm the expert, I'm gonna push a specific thing. I think it's important to listen them. Another thing is to have a very good relationship with hotels and locations in order to offer the ideal scenarios for the weddings. The vendors, it's another very important thing. There are many, and now is marvelous because there are all kind of vendors. I remember 20 years ago when I started, we were suffering a little bit. Even if we wanted to rent chairs, we have to bring them from Mexico City. Can you imagine? Huh? But now we have all kind of vendors. And the most important thing is to know them very well in order to offer the vendors that you can guarantee the services. Because during an event, I'm not going to be suffering as a wedding planner if a vendor it doesn't apply, it doesn't appear, or something is not clear. You know, if you have a guarantee vendors, you are convinced that you are going to have a great experience, and the guests are going to get, as I mentioned before, an unforgettable event. It basically, I think that these points are the most important elements for a wedding.
So now, how about what are the current trends in decor in a destination wedding nowadays?
Every new year comes with new trends, new engagements, new seasons. It is crazy. Then I think a good wedding planner must be ready for all these trends, because even the trends are coming, you are going to find all kind of couples, but that maybe they are more romantic, or they prefer the vintage, or they prefer the bling bling decor, or boho chic, or shabby chic, all these the new tendencies as well. Then for us, it is very important to know and be, checking all these new tendencies. Talk with the decor people, because in our case, we are an agency, as you mentioned, for logistic planning, operation, but we have an excellent team around us that are always, on checking all these trends, and with all the new things that happen in flowers, in furniture, and all that services. But this change step by step is unbelievable. Normally we say change year by year, but it changed daily, depending if maybe a couple saw something in Japan and another couple saw something in Africa, then they want to implement it here in Mexico. Then we have to be quite open to listen what they are looking for, what pictures they share with you, because it's it's so funny. I love it. But when a bride come to you, and sometimes she said, well, I'm not really convinced about, but let me show you. And they send you, a book with all the pictures that they want. Then it's unbelievable, because we have to be on fashion currently with all the things, but they know exactly what they are looking for. Then just to know a little bit the changes, and to clarify, to be clear, if you want a vintage decor, how to do it and not share it with another kind of decor that maybe are not going to be, doing click.
Such an amazing world, the weddings world. So now, which is the perfect plan, Lorena, for a destination wedding?
I think that as soon as a couple decide the ideal scenario for the wedding, from our point of view as a wedding planner, it is important to work in a chronogram. It is important to include all the activities, all the actions, and all the suggestions that we have for a specific timing during the period from that moment until the wedding finish. In that way, the couple are going to be informed the status, where are they located during a specific time during the planning, and they're not going to be lost, right? Because sometimes if you don't have a chronogram, they don't know exactly what's going on, what is happening, or which activities do they need to decide before the wedding. It is important to include in this chronogram all the payments, the payments to the hotels, the timing for these payments, if they are coming to the destination for a tasting, or the menu tasting, for a makeup tasting as well, for the flowers and setup as well. We have to include all that, the date that they are planning to come down again, and the activities that they want to check during this period. Because when they come down for all these activities, it is 1 day or 2 days, full days. Then they finish, almost die. But after these 2 days, you know, they know, the couple know that they already decide for many things. Then I think the magic word for any couple or any wedding planner is to share with the couple a chronogram with all the activities. And of course, in the case for us in Celebracion, we share with them many tips that we had make up with our experience in different events. Then depending the wedding and the thing, you know, the location and all the details, we share with them different experience. Because we know that there is going to be very grateful for them to know in advance. Then the magic word is a chronogram. If they have a chronogram and we are checking all the details during the planning, everything is going to be there.
Absolutely. The attention to detail is so important, right? So thank you for bringing all this important insight, Lorena. So changing a little bit the subject, in the current environment, Lorena, have you organized a hybrid wedding? And if so, how does it work?
We had opportunity to have a hybrid events because sometimes grandma, grandpa couldn't travel to the destination because the age or something. Then now it's on fashion, but we had opportunity to do this in advance since several years ago when we had the opportunity to have in town that service, the streaming. Then we didn't announce that service for many people. Basically, it was for family or for specific persons for the wedding. But definitely, I'm convinced that now we don't have now weddings already confirmed in that way, because the weddings that we are reestablishing, the major change now is the size. Instead to be a wedding for 250 now or 80 or 100 maximum, etc. But I'm pretty sure that we are going to have the hybrid events in the future, and now much more strong with these services because we have it already on town. Then I quite open for this, of course, and much more with the knowing that there are many professional people with that kind of service offering here in the Mexican Caribbean. But of course, we had experience in some years ago.
Thank you, Lorena. So Celebracion is already steps ahead on hybrid events. Lorena, is there anything else that you would like to share with our friends?
Well, maybe I would like to talk a little bit the most important points or suggestions for a couple who is looking for a wedding planner. Because normally when a couple decide to come down and contact directly to the hotels, the majority of the hotels, they offer a wedding coordinator. But as you know, because you have all the experience at the hotel industry, Vero, these persons at the hotels, of course, they are very professionals, but they don't take care with all the details for the couples because they have many weddings during a year. Then the things that always mentioned to the hotels and to the couples as well is it is important to have a professional wedding planner taking care of all the details. And before to confirm a wedding planner, it is important to check their experience, how many times had been on town working, the testimonials that they have. What about the team? How many people are as part of the company? How many people have been working during the event? What is the relationship that the planner has with the hotels or the venues and the vendors as well? Because this relationship are going to be, there will be opening the doors. And of course, the wedding coordinator must to listen the clients and make the things with passion. I think if you ask me, this could be the most important points to consider for the best wedding planner.
Lorena, thank you so much for sharing all these, amazing details on the weddings world. I think this would be really helpful for our friends and for them to really understand that it is so important, the role of a destination wedding planning company as yours, Celebracion. Thank you very much, Lorena.
As always, it is a pleasure, Vero. Jose Luis as well. Thank you very much for this time and the opportunity to talk to all the people who is listening this conversation. For us, always be a pleasure, and as part of our responsibility as a master wedding planner is to assist any couple, even that they confirm us as a planner or not. I think is one of the things that we have to do is assist the people to explain how the things works in the Mexican Caribbean. And the best way to do the things is part of our suggestion always with them. And always will be a pleasure, of course. Thank you very much for your time. And here with us in Celebracion, we invite you to visit our webpage, celebracion.mx.
Interview with the experts. See you next week. Please follow us on your favorite social media. Hasta luego.
Ciao.